Hi, Trish here. I talked to you yesterday in my previous blog with regards to financial conditioning and how our thoughts lead to feelings, leads to actions, which usually determine our results. And so we have to ask ourselves the question, firstly, I think, what are our results? What results are we getting? And then we have to really, if they're negative results, unsuccessful results, results that we're not really pleased with, then we really have to go back and look at the root cause. And there is a theory that, thoughts leads to feelings, leads to actions, and therefore determine our results. Now, I sort of came in and said that there was actually a part before that, and that part is conditioning. So conditioning usually leads to our thoughts, what we're thinking, which therefore leads to feelings, the actions we take, and therefore our results. Now, conditioning, and I did sort of talk about that, what is conditioning? And it's financial conditioning is what I talked about, financial conditioning. So conditioning is programming. It's the programming of our mind. And I did talk about as well that we are programmed at a very early age. So when we're quite young, from the ages of 1 to 7, or from when we're born to the ages of 7. And then in my blog, I talked about really, asking yourself, what was going on around me when I was young? What sort of language, what sort of conversations around money, what conversations around success was happening. And when you reach the age of 7, that lead to the subconscious mind then goes on. And so, there's a lot of programming done when we're very, very young. So as parents, we need to be mindful about our conversations around our children. So the next step is, yes, we've been conditioned with certain thoughts and certain beliefs that don't really support us. So how do we change that? And I think one of the most successful things you can do is what's called train your mind, and that's step 3 in my 7-step process to success. I talked about that in the video or in the blog. Step 1 is where are you now? Step 2 is where do you want to be? And step 3 is all about training your mind. So there are 3 things that you can do when it comes to training your mind. And the first one is really be aware about those thoughts that you're thinking on a daily basis. Now, I know that sounds pretty easy, but gee, it can be challenging. We're bombarded with thoughts every single day, every single moment. And you have to think to yourself, are those thoughts supporting me? Are they supportive and encouraging and successful and positive? Or are they non-supportive, critical, disempowering? So also, and I think the best way to know whether or not those thoughts are supporting you is how do they make you feel? So if you're feeling pretty lousy after these thoughts, they're non-supportive. If you're feeling pretty ordinary and depressed and not very happy about yourself, they're non-supportive thoughts. And so I think more than even monitoring your thoughts, I think you have to be in touch with your feelings. So really be monitoring those feelings throughout the day, and don't let those thoughts sabotage your path to success. So that's sort of the number 1 huge factor, I think, or step to training your mind. Number 2 is all about meditation. So I do a daily practice of meditating for 15 minutes every day, every morning more specifically. I do sometimes do it of an evening as well, I think just to clear the mind and just get you into a really restful sleep. But meditation is awesome. It can literally change the pathways in your brain. It's just amazing. And it gets you to train your mind to focus and focus the mind, because like I said before, we're bombarded with thoughts every single day. If you can't focus your mind during meditation, how on earth are you going to be focusing your mind during the day? So another key thing for you to do, step number 2, daily meditation. Number 3 is take action. This is massive. This is a big one of mine. And if you're unsure about something, take action anyway. Do it, take action. Because what it's going to do, it's going to do 2 things. It's going to step you out of your comfort zone, really get you out of your comfort zone, which I have been doing all my life, but more so in the last 10 to 15 years, just taking action, saying yes, and doing it anyway. So take action, and it's also going to teach you. It's going to help you learn the process or the thing that you really, really want to do. So they're the 3 things. The 3 things to train your mind. Number 1 is be aware. Okay, be aware of those thoughts, be aware of those feelings on a daily basis. Number 2 is all about a daily practice of meditation. And number 3 is all about taking action. You do those three things on a regular basis, and you're going to start to train your mind and ultimately gear yourself to leading a successful lifestyle. So that's me, Trish, in this beautiful place. You see this surround at the back of me, it's just awesome. It's Wednesday here, and we're in January, and it's just beautiful and warm, and the lake looks lovely. That's me. So that's TrishAndChrisOnline.com and USARealestateTraining.com.